In Brevard County now, a holiday tradition is growing in Sun Tree, and it involves a very old tree. Well, Spectrum News 13's Greg Pallone takes us to a special event where a new tradition is sprouting.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree.
It's about a tree, a really, really old tree.
155 years old.
6 years ago, this southern oak stood tall right in the middle of the new Chateau Madeleine Senior Living and Memory Care construction project in the Brevard Medical City.
And it used to be in the center of Chateau Madeleine's lobby, right by the concierge.
Instead of cutting the old oak down, an idea grew.
And we wanted to save its life and move it to the heart of Brevard Medical City.
Leaders wanted to make it the focal point of the project. Heavy equipment was brought in, and the tree was dug up 3 years ago and relocated 250 feet away. An arborist has been monitoring, and the oak is doing great, even after 6 hurricanes. December 1st, the tree, dubbed the Tree of Life, donned with hundreds of lights, lit up the night sky.
There's nothing like preserving a piece of nature.
Christmas tree, in verdant beauty.
In Brevard County, Greg Pallone, Spectrum News 13.
I'd like to welcome everybody coming here to Chateau. This is the 5-year anniversary. I can't believe it's been 5 years. And I just want to first find out, you guys, everybody can hear me, right? Thumbs up. Okay, wonderful. Oh, I see. You guys are professionals. So we have a lot of fun things that we're doing with our residents. We've got founder residents here. We've got the men's club that will be presenting something. I know I've got Dr. Hardoon here. You just saw all of our directors. Of course, we've got some other big shot people here, Francis, and some other people. And then, of course, we even have a few ex-residents that have been here before that I see. Their family members here. I see Nancy. Oh, I see other people coming in. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we'll talk about the Atlantis Senior Tower. I know some of you guys are looking and want some information about that. So we've got our wonderful John, which I'll be introducing and explain exactly what we've been doing all along and what the future is. So I promise not to bore you. And I do want to thank Jill from Senior Life. I see you here. Thank you. You guys all know Senior Life, Boomer Guide via her voice. She owns so many magazines and newspapers and all those other good things. So thank you. So what I'd like to do is, how many people here actually know this story? We're in something called Brevard Medical City. I want you guys to go back in time. Let's say 2011. Wasn't that long ago, was it? A lot's happened since then. You guys all know, Dr. Hardoon, why don't you come on up here? If you want, I'll put my arm out and you can stabilize. Don't want you to fall. That laugh. I'm gonna get scared. This is all part of the entertainment. As you know, we are family here, everybody. That's this whole setup. So I'm being upfront and honest at how everything came about. He used to have a doctor's office. First it was Sun Tree Diagnostic Center. Do you guys know where that is? That's right across the street. And then it went to Jordan Glass Drive. Well, he needed, right by across the street from the library, the Sun Tree Library, he needed a bigger doctor's office. So he said, Eric, I need a bigger place. Do you have any ideas? And I said, you know what? Go ahead, look for some land, see what you could find. Well, what happened was, he went ahead and said, I found some land. I said, really? How many acres is it? 27 acres. Doctor's office? 27 acres. I mean, seriously. Well, You're laughing. Is it true?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It wasn't that simple. It wasn't that simple. We started out with 3 acres on the corner, and then there was wetlands, so we couldn't actually use the 3 lands. So we had to mitigate it by buying something somewhere and donating it to the state of Florida. And slowly it got bigger and bigger, where our initial intention was only 3 acres.
I'll keep it simple for them.
Go ahead.
I
know
will
I'm
keep it
boring everything.
very, very simple. 3 acres, 27 acres. Put an offer, they didn't take it. But do you guys remember the Bush tax cuts? I'm being honest here. That was in 2012. They were the Hong Kong, here we go. There was the death tax. That was something that was about to expire, and they reached out to you. It was, I'd say, about a week before New Year's, and they said, you know what? We'll take your offer, but you got to close in 7 days. Are you kidding me? 7 days. There's a lot of stuff that had to happen. So we said, Eric, 27 acres. Let's figure out what we're going to do with the land. What the heck could you do with 27 acres? Well, you could do a lot, but I'm thinking of a doctor's office. So we went ahead and we were able to close, and it was really nice. And we came up with different phases. How many of you guys have heard of Brevard Medical Center? Brevard Medical City. Of course, I would be lying if I told you that was what the name was. It was not. It was supposed to be the Vieira
Century Vieira Properties.
Century Vieira Properties Center. How ugly is that? Isn't that ugly?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The word Vieira was in it too. That was another huge issue. I didn't know that. He didn't know that. But as we were getting ready to erect the sign, we said, let's call it Brevard Medical City. About a week later, we got a cease and desist letter from Vieira saying,
You can't use the Vieira name.
that's not your company's name. That's not Vieira. It's Century. So you can't use it. You need to cease and desist. And I just kind of laughed and I said, you know what? We already changed it a week ago.
Right.
We were lucky. So we went ahead and we changed it to Brevard Medical City. And then, of course, phase 1 was Century Internal Medicine. How many of you guys know where Century Internal Medicine is?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I'm doing all the talking. And then we wanted to make something into Brevard Medical City. So we had an area. Have you guys ever heard of? Yeah, you could see the drone. Have you ever heard of Vieira Diagnostic Center?
Yes.
Yes. What is in that title? Vieira. But you're allowed to, right, Francis? Because that's the name of your company, and he has another place on in Spyglass. Spyglass. So it was okay. So it was kind of like sticking it to them still, right? Hey, Vieira isn't it? Just kidding. So we were able to do that. It makes it easy for all of our residents, or I should say all of his patients. They just walk out the door. Then we
It's
went
right next door. How
Right?
convenient is it?
That's right. Then it went to phase 3. Phase 3, or I should say phase 2, were all of the little shopping plazas that you could see right here. We had everything from a hair salon to eye doctor to everything else.
Dermatologist.
Yeah. Then we started getting to
Diapers.
a lot of different HOAs. That's fun. All these different zones. Well, what happened was we're ready for the 3rd phase. That is Chateau Madeleine. But we have a little bit of a problem. What's the problem? There is this huge tree in the way. It was huge. Do Do you remember how old it was? I know they all know.
At the time, I think it was like 155 years or something.
You hit it on the money. 155 years old. It had to be moved. But at the same time, you guys all know the Vieira Circle, that big tree that's in the middle. Well, this one's older and it's bigger. And that's why we said we're going to call it the Tree of Life. But we have to move it away from Sheila's concierge. Could you imagine a 155-year-old tree? Huge. So we did. We had to get tractors and we had to get a tree doctor. No clue what a tree doctor. I didn't even know they existed. And he made it live.
Yeah, they actually planted some hoses under the roots and they were feeding it.
Simple way of saying it was an IV of nutrients right into the tree. And they put all of these straps on it. 155-year tree. And I was afraid because they said if it dies, I don't know how many forests and trees and other areas of acres we'd have to buy. But you know what? It did strong. So as they're putting the tree in and they're moving it, he comes out and he said, What are you talking about? It's not in the right spot. It's not lined up. I said, are you kidding me? And he's looking.
It was off.
Perfectionist. It was off by 3 feet. How many people here would that bother you guys? 3 feet off.
Come on, if you're standing on the other side on Wickham Road and you're looking, is it straight or is it not straight?
They already had it in the ground. And the guy was doing the IV of the nutrients, getting ready. Stop. Okay.
Listen, I paid the guy to move the tree. Either he's moving it the right way or he's not.
So it had to move that way. So we moved it that way, which it does look good now. It does.
It does.
So we went ahead and the tree was moved and we put it in. And, you know, it was a big thing. But this tree has been I can't believe it. I went back in time and found video of us actually having to go and put little ribbons around the trees. So we got to do it. And then, of course, Chateau Madeleine came about. And it was amazing, Chateau Madeleine, because you see this is a family business here. And, you know, we weren't tied with the bureaucracy and the corporate and the red tape. We kind of did it. Tell them how many rooms we changed in this building. There was no salon. There was no library. There was no game room. We changed a lot. And we just kept doing it. And you know what was great? As I was changing it, the first couple times I told him, later on when we were changing, I'm like, he said, just go fly with it. So we're continuing to change. Do you remember there used to be a fountain here?
Yes. Yes.
I think it's the first time I'm pointing.
No. It was spilling water. It was spewing.
Yeah, but it changed colors.
It did change colors. So we also, on the Tree of Life, we have LEDs on it. They went through 3 or 4 upgrades, and we matched the LEDs with the front sign and with the lakeside pavilion. And that pavilion was not part of it as well. That was something
Correct.
we added.
We did that later on.
We did. We have the giant lake. The giant lake, it's 6.5 acres. And we stocked it with 6,000 fish.
Yes.
Yes.
It
So
was expensive. That's all I remember.
thank you, Dr. Hardoon. Round of applause for him. We started having residents. And you know, the hardest thing for me working at Chateau Madeleine, which I've learned to adapt, is residents, we all don't live forever. Things happen. When it's your time, it's your time. It could be somebody who's 85 years old. It could be somebody who's 110. but at least we're here and we're providing the best years of some people, years of their life. They're learning things, doing things that they've never done before. And another thing that I've realized is that you guys, our staff members, a lot of people don't realize the staff members, we need the residents more than you need the staff members, because you guys are part of our family. We live and there's so many stories here, and we have about 93 residents. So I should say staff members. It's a lot, 24 hours, but we have some really, really good people. So before I get into the next part, I want to give all the staff members a round of applause that are here, because this is really a big part. I would like to invite two people that are representing our Chateau Men's Club, Doug and Don. Why don't you come on and both take a seat right here, one and on the other. Come on up. Our men's club is amazing. Guys, round of applause for the men's club. Some of the things that they do, and I know Evelyn, you do a great job leading them through this whole club that they've got, and there's so much passion behind it. And so I'd like to introduce Doug and Don.
Hold your for you, and you can talk whatever you like to. Can I do this for you now?
Sure, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Don. This is Doug over here. You could go closer. We're going to. We had a very, very good fellow. His name was Bob Parasol. That was in the men's club, and he's very passionate about having what do you call it? The coat of arms, and having it presented to Eric. So I have the privilege, along with Doug, of doing that right now. So this here is is what he had drawn, because
Put your hand up here so that we're in the hand. There we go.
we didn't realize how difficult it was to do this, and we had the ability to do it. So we gave him ideas, and we all talked it over, and this is what came of it. And now Bob's not here. It's unfortunate, but it's here now, and he finished it, and we finished the frame and everything, and now here it is, and it's all yours.
I would like to have, we call our founder residents. When you're a founder resident, that means it's a resident that moved to Chateau in 2019. We opened up October 28th, 2019. So we have wonderful founder residents. And if I could get you guys to help them sit right, two over here and two over here. This is the order that they moved into Chateau. It's not the order of age, because we do have over 101-year-old here. Any idea who that is? You want to raise your hand, Joe?
Not yet.
I can't believe it. She's more witty than I am. And then, of course, so we've got Bill Tolson. When I say the name, round of applause. Bill Tolson. Bring it out. We're going to get to say your name again, because we're doing one at a time. Here we go. This is like graduation. Bill Tolson. Law. Yes. You have a lot of character. Bill, I always know where you are when it's 5 o'clock. We all do. But we have so much fun. The next one is Anna Marie Shipman. Round of applause. Anna Marie, I have to say, you have one of the best views. We can almost see your room right up here. So you've been so special, and I know if I don't see you, something's wrong. So I always scout you out, and you tell me what's wrong, and you're a super, super wonderful person, Anna Marie.
Yes.
Go ahead, smile. This next person, she used to be my neighbor here at Chateau. She used to live down the hall. In fact, she used to live in your room, Joe. I bet you didn't know that. I'd come in and she'd say, "Oh, my alarm." So I would come in there and I would fix her alarm. So, and I should say, Angela, Miss Angela Gruda. Round of applause. You're the third resident. That move in 2019 looks great. You definitely have to get that up. It is pretty. So I will put this right here so you don't have to hold it. And we'll help you guys back to your chair. And then last but not least, Una McClintock, but she likes to be called Joe, our oldest resident. 107 Round of applause for our founder residents. Really, this means a lot. Might need some help. I don't know if you guys all want to hold it and take a picture. When did you move here?
Oh, I'm Nancy Johnson, and my husband Mel Johnson. I think a lot of you remember Mel. Mel moved in November of 2019, and the only reason he didn't move in October was that he was living down at Riverview, and he had to give 30-day notice, so he couldn't leave. Couldn't leave Riverview without giving the 30-day notice. So he moved in November, and he was here. He lived in, I think, apartment 230. So he had a lake view just on the other side of this, whatever you want to call this, and
No, that's great.
and he loved it here. We loved having events here, and this Sunday, he was a wonderful dancer, and this Sunday will be the 1-year anniversary of his passing. I miss him very much.
Well, I tell you, Nancy, when Mel moved here, it was difficult for him to walk. You know, he was declining. But he was a wonderful guy, very sweet guy. He was here all the time. And we did, which is actually planning on being the entryway, or one of the entryways to our new tower, we built a bocce ball court. Now, I have to tell you this story. I wanted Mel to be the one to drive the first stake in the ground. So I think I grabbed Evelyn, and this was way back. You remember that. And I said,
I remember.
we had Kevin. Kevin was the driver. For those of you that have been here for a long time, let's go to Home Depot. We're going to do a material list, and we're going to build a bocce ball court. You didn't know that, Dr. Hardoon. Yeah, it just was keep going. We got 4 stakes, and we put them down, and we had all the guys out there by the Lake Madeleine, and we had Mel. Mel was so passionate. It might have been hard for him to walk, but he was getting up to it. And I said, I don't care. Mel, you are the first person that will drive the stake in. Jimmy was there too. I said, Jimmy, watch out. Let's hold it. So I saw Jimmy was a little nervous holding it. And I said, I'm going to do it. And I held it there. Mel did it. He hit it the first time. It was just a stake. Went right into the ground. The smile. And we've had so many residents here that have passed and that are now Chateau Angels. They're still with us, and I feel it. And Mel definitely comes to mind.
Can I say one more thing? Just wanted to let you know that if you look out in the lobby, the Hollywood reporters that you see out there on the coffee table, those are Mel's Hollywood reporters that still come probably every week. So you're still getting Mel's Hollywood reporters.
The magazine, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for coming. It's really nice. Yes. No problem. Does everybody have their champagne? Oh, I see people on the clock drinking. It's okay. It's okay. Do you have your champagne glass? All right. Do you guys want champagne glasses? They're okay. If I drink champagne now, I might not finish. So before we go to the next part, I'd like everybody to hold the glass in the air, and we are going to say, wait a minute, he's cheating. And do you know Sandra right there? He used to be a pilot for Pan Am.
Oh, wow, okay.
This was a new thing. Hold the glass up, and really, this is for all of our Chateau Angels, all of our family, all of the residents, and all of our staff. To another amazing 5 years and beyond. We will say cheers. That is wonderful. Well, thank you guys. If you'd like, you can go back to your seat. Thank you, Dr. Hardoon. So I'd like to get everybody's attention. 2 years ago, we were doing a groundbreaking ceremony. You know what? I say, Steve and Cindy, why don't you guys come on down? Come on down. I didn't even know you guys were coming. Yeah. Come on down, Steve. Come on down. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
It's okay. You don't have to talk. Take a seat. Or you can stand there.
Have a seat.
Yeah, like I said, we have a lot of residents that have so many members here. But Miss Della, she was one of our founding residents, 2019.
Yeah.
She was wonderful, and we have so much art and other things, and she was a wonderful person. She's here. We all know her. We all remember her. It's just not a... She's here. I see her right around here. And you know what? You guys will get to enjoy the Atlantis Senior Tower. I'm going to reserve a room for Steve. Steve was always fun. He would always go with it. Remember me standing in a tall ladder down there in Lake Madeleine Pavilion, holding the piñata on Cinco de Mayo? And he had a stick, and I was scared, but he hit it and all the candy. Yeah, your wife, what happens at home? Just well, thank you guys for coming. I'm trying to make light of the situation. Round of applause. Thank you. No problem. I had to. I saw you. So, 2 years ago, we had a tent that blew away from Hurricane Nicole. You guys remember that? So much history. And we were doing a groundbreaking ceremony. Do you remember that, John? Oh, yeah, you do. We even had a cake with the whole building, which we actually do have the cake. A lot of things happened for the good. We were getting ready 2 years ago to break ground. And when the time came right after that, we were told by a previous group we would have to order. Have you ever heard of supply chain issues?
Oh, yeah.
90% of the building, almost to the point of the paint and the toilet paper holders, all at once. And we would have to store everything on the entire Chateau Madeleine, all that empty fields area. And then as we were questioning it, we started looking into the plans and looking at the whole design. And we realized there were some things here that we were not explained properly. So we found a wonderful person by the name of John. And I'm going to introduce John here just to kind of give you guys an idea as he's coming. Have you guys ever heard of a construction manager? Yes. Did Dr. Hardoon tell me to get a construction manager? No. So we went ahead and we got a construction manager to start analyzing the plan, to start analyzing what was going on. And boy, did we find some stuff. Who was here when the piles started going into the ground on the side? Do you guys remember how loud they were? Yeah, the previous group was telling us we needed 300 of them. And they were concrete piles. When I introduced John to the plans, he He laughed and he started looking into it, and we started getting into the details. And just to give you an idea of his background, John, he is on the Planning and Zoning Board. Ding, ding. That's a good thing for Brevard County. He's the founder and president of West Chase Group. He's been turning visions into reality. You've been doing this for 40 years on projects around the world, from high-rise building airports all the way down to senior living communities. You started your career in Houston. He was a pioneer in bringing computer-aided design, which are the CAD drawings, into your drawings, and serving on local boards like Brevard County. And you were part of big causes like the March of Dimes, Cerebral Palsy Foundation. So I would like to introduce John Hoppengarten. So tell us a little bit about you in a few words and what you found when you looked at the plans and the drawings.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I studied architecture in Philadelphia, and I've been working in the construction business for 40 years, as he said. And we have done everything from single-family homes to airports and everything in between. Closer to the mic. Sorry, it's the wind. So I got into ALFs, design and building. I wanted to feather my own nest. I'm one of the baby boomers, and we're going to be coming up in the age, so I wanted to make sure I had a place to go. So we've done a few in Florida, and this one came about. I met Dr. Hardoon, and he said, we're having trouble with ours. Can you lend a hand? So I said, fine. I said, give me the drawings. And he did, and we looked them over, and I said, you know, you're kind of making this a little bit too much. You need to really think this through. So we're taking advantage of some really good technologies that will allow us to build it faster, because at least once a week, Eric tells me that the people that are on the waiting list are screaming that they want to come in and live here, and they can't because we don't have any room here. So he's pushing me to get this project built. So as you all know, it's going to be down the hall here. It's going to be a 9-story building. It's going to have 81 units.
Notice we keep adding
We keep getting up and up and up.
floors. And this is also based upon, and you know, he's had a lot of positivity to the project. And as the few-year delay that we had, a lot of good things happened. We adapted to what you guys are looking for, and we started adding new amenities, which when I tell you these amenities and the timetables, you guys will be really happy. But as far as with what he's doing, it's what we should have, I should say, who we should have hired 2 years ago, Dr. Hardoon. It's okay.
It's okay. We got it done.
I'm sorry.
But, you know, we're treating this tower not as a typical ALF. It's really a resort. There's going to be a lot of activities here. There's going to be a lot of, you can't hear me, I'm just standing right here.
No, but they can.
Oh, okay, sorry. So it's going to be a real interesting lifestyle for the people that are going to be living there. And plus the people in this building will have the advantage of that facility also.
Well, thank you, John. Round of applause. He's the reason why we're moving. So, before you sit down, it's going to happen fast as well, which we'll get into details. But as far as all of the things that we have, everything will be ready to get to. We have several builders that we're talking to. The full package that has everything. Thanksgiving-ish.
The bids will go out in December. We'll award again.
So he said the bids will go out in December, and we will do the official award. You said January, right?
Yeah.
In January. So it's really coming now. Before I couldn't give you all the info, but we have it. And one of the biggest advantages that we didn't have before is, Chef, if you want to come down here, as I read you some of these amenities, he's going to explain what and again, this is connected to the building. This is not like it's on the other side of Chateau. So the big thing is there will be the launch. What is the launch? The launch, it's a rooftop bar and chop house. It will be located on the top floor, which is now the 9th floor. The Launch Rooftop Bar and Chop House will be the first restaurant of its kind in Brevard County, offering breathtaking views of NASA's space launches. With the video camera positioned from the corner of the building, guests will have zoomed in live views of the NASA's launch pad displayed on screens throughout the bar area. This feature will really give you a nice flavor. If you look now, how many of you saw the Tree of Life, the live footage of the Tree of Life? Well, next time, if you go to your room, look at the channel where the letter used to be. It's streaming nonstop, the Tree of Life. You'll notice it at night when the colors change. So this is part of getting us ready for the camera that will be put up there. Because I know you'll see it in the distance, but we will have a camera that will be zoomed in from the distance right on top. It is indoor and outdoor. It's a rooftop restaurant for you guys to enjoy. That sounds really good. What kind of food? What are we looking to have on the launch?
Well, the launch is going to be a very special restaurant, obviously, just because of the views. It's going to be beautiful up there. But we're going to have, the idea behind it is the launch rooftop bar and lounge and chop house, which will be featuring handcrafted cocktails. We'll have a curated wine list, local craft beers. Obviously, wine will be paired to the foods. We're going to have a spectacular menu with dry aged meats. Obviously, lots and lots of fresh local seafood up there, being so close to Florida and being able to see the ocean. So we'll be working with some local vendors and local farms right up the road here to get our beef from Florida, and obviously our seafood from the ocean right up there or from the Gulf Coast. So it's going to be a special restaurant up there.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. So it sounds like it will be really nice up at the top. Of course, we also will have a poolside courtyard. This is the pool. It is tied to this building. And it will promise a serene escape with heated pools surrounded by tropical landscape. It's Florida. This space will include a unique fire and water bowl area. And it will have several small sections that are just 8 inches deep. 8 inches. So that means if you are not an Olympic swimming expert, you can go. You can go in jeans if you want and roll up your ankles. Joe, we're going to have you come in there. That's for sure. And you can feel the ambiance and cool off. And of course, there'll be a shelf that drops in where you can actually do, if you're like Sonder or Joe, and you're really competitive, you guys can do your laps back and forth. That sounds good. So we're going to have a good time with that. Then on the other side, we have a lakeside terrace. That's facing Lake Madeleine. This terrace will provide outdoor covered seating with relaxing, luxurious atmosphere. It will have fire pits, and we'll be able to do barbecues there as well. And it will be really, really, really nice, and you'll see all of Lake Madeleine. Then we have downstairs, and by the way, this will all be printed up for you guys to be able to see it and the artist renderings. This is kind of an unveiling, because this is a big thing about the 5-year anniversary. But we have a lunar sports and coffee bar. That sounds interesting. So for the sports fans and coffee lovers, it'll be a coffee bar. I will tell you, it will feel like TGI Fridays, but a real sports bar. And you will also have the ability to have a cappuccino, real cappuccino, not just the blue thing, with some different types of cakes and other wonderful things. Am I saying that right?
You are. Yes, you got it.
All right. Come on up here, Sheila. All trade. Jackie of all trades. She wears 27 hats.
She's thirsty, too.
She is definitely.
She is thirsty. Why don't you turn around right here? So this is Sheila. Hopefully she cuts your hair on a sober day. So Sheila, right now, how many people have ever had haircut, toes cut, nails, anything done by Sheila? Oh my God, I have a lot of fans.
And not just residents, but employees as well.
She cuts my hair. She does. I see Terry, she's keeping her hand up to make a statement. We all love Sheila. Well, she doesn't have a big enough place. So that was the Beautify Me salon. But I'm allowing her. Dr. Hardoon will be okay with it. The Perfect Touch Salon. This is her name she came up with. Sounds good. So she's going to do everything that she did before and then some. And this is like quadruple the size. But you know what's funny? I think you got it to be quadruple the size because you got to know John real well. Every time I'd hear John is here, she would be at the concierge, and she'd be whipping out a pencil going, we went back and forth, back and forth. But what do we get out of all this? How many of you guys are in your seat? And now it's time to wash your hair. And you have to get out of your seat. No, not in this new Perfect Touch Salon.
Nope.
The seat will turn around, and every single salon station will have a place where you can wash your hair. That's a big deal.
Yes.
Nobody's cheering.
Yay! We're also going to hopefully have a facial area, potentially massages. Yes, Rainy, yes. The pedicure chair. I won't have to run water anymore. Thank you, John. So the water will be right there piped in. But yeah, the sinks are going to be right at the hair station, so you don't have to get up and move around one time only. So,
Thank you.
super excited.
Thank you. And the final aspect, thank you, Shirley. You can take a seat. The final aspect here will be, you guys all know the banquet hall. We need a real banquet hall. How big is the banquet hall right now? It's about 1,600 square feet. Well, we're going over 3,000 square feet with a stage. Both sides. One could go to Lake Madeleine. The other side goes right out to the pool. And we will have actual tables there. Beautiful LED lights. It's coming, John. I promise. This is all part. I hear you. Just because of that remark, I'm going to talk to you in a second. So I will tell you, this is great for any of your family members. If you want to do, it could be. What are some of the events that we'll be able to do aside from our usual chateau stuff?
Well, obviously we'll be able to host events like this, and then we can have birthday parties in there, special family occasions. You've got people coming from town.
My office Christmas party.
Your office Christmas, yeah. Dr. Hardoon's office Christmas party that we do every year across the street and previously in the tent. I think this will be the 5th year that we'll be doing it. Looking forward to that. It's always a fun night. So there's, it will just open the door to a space that we can do so many fun things with both food and beverage and all the departments here, activities, inside and outside events for friends and family to come in and enjoy the facilities here at Chateau Madeleine and the new Atlantis Tower also.
Less rooms too?
So that's a good question. It will be 81 rooms. 81 rooms. The rooms are slightly larger, but I want to put this into perspective. Right now, between memory care and Chateau, we have 82 rooms, and it's 69,000 square feet. 82 rooms, 69,000 square feet. We are increasing it by an additional just under 100,000 square feet. 81 rooms. So 82 rooms, 69,000. 81 rooms, almost 100,000. So it just shows we learned we need more space, more amenities, more things that we have. So thank you guys. Thank you. So the final note. Come on up here. Are you able, or we could talk over here. If you look at John over here, I want to tell a story. So John, I get a call. This call is that somebody's in the lake. I said, what are you talking about? Somebody's in the lake. We all jumped. I got scared. I see them laughing over there. And then I see, no, it's two individuals, and the lake is not the lake. It's the dry pond that was filled up with water right on the other side of this building, in the back of the building. And we had Karen. You're so sweet, Karen. I swear, you got lucky with Karen. She was climbing out of it with her walker, and she was getting up a 45-degree angle. I don't know. He had a floating raft that, I don't know, you got Jimmy to fill it up? Jimmy.
Yeah, I did.
Jimmy. He pumped up a raft. Did he say he was going to the beach?
Yeah, he told me he was going.
So I come out, we all come out, and we see John laying to a dead man's float on the raft. And it was filled with water. I have the video, but I didn't put it up because I don't want to get in trouble. But it was so much fun, and we had a good time. And every time I see you, we joke around it. But, you know, once the pool is done, you're going to be the first one to jump in. I promise you.
I was drinking rum.
Round of applause. So, this Friday, we have Murder Mystery. How many of you guys have signed up for the Murder Mystery? Very unique. Very unique. And it will be in our banquet hall, the Imitation Banquet Hall. It'll be a lot of fun. But the thing is, now with the facilities, John, I'm not going to hold you to it, but if we put a shovel in the ground, say February 1st, how long do you think it'll take to build? 1 year.
1 month.
1 year and 1 month?
Just 1 month.
He's being a troublemaker. But I will tell you this much: when we do build it, we will make it in a way that you guys don't feel it. It'll be completely sectioned off. And we're gonna learn a lot. We really are throughout this process. And we have the staff here. Many of you guys have been here from almost the beginning. So round of applause to all of you guys. Wow, I went 18 minutes over. Thank you guys. Thank everybody. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
No need to read about those drugs for
Oh, she is? Oh, yeah, she's upstairs. You want to stay? My kids are here.
Happy anniversary, Chateau.
The blue one? Oh, this is the teal blue. No, hers is teal. Right. We're having